Football fans are absolutely convinced that FIFA has been rigged by EA. America's favourite video game corporation is being accused of rigging matches by using a little bit of code that makes the game either easier or harder depending on what's going on. EA says no, this isn't the case, but the players, they're having none of it, son.
FIFA players have for the past 5 months been speculating about the game's dodgy AI. They think the game is rigged to make it harder for players to win when they're doing well, but make it easier when they're losing. This speculation is due to some notable moments in matches that have left players outraged. Moments like impossible goal saves, top tier strikers missing open goals, and last minute equalisers coming out of nowhere. So, to investigate, a Redditor going by the name of girlfriend_pregnant, an active member of the FIFA subreddit, decided to take a look at some of FIFA 17's config files on PC a couple of months ago. They found a script in the game's files which made reference to something called a momentum.
So the FIFA community has since adopted the term momentum as a way to reference EA's supposed rigging of the game's AI. Girlfriend_pregnant did a follow-up post discussing what appears to be evidence of a supposed adaptive difficulty mode, which furthered their suspicion that the AI would become more difficult when players were winning. With these findings in hand, Eurogamer put the question to FIFA's creative director, Matt Pryor: is the game rigged? Well, that's not really what they asked, but that's kind of what they asked. Pryor said it's a question they get asked often, but he insists there is absolutely no scripting in FIFA which adapts the AI to be harder or easier depending on the player's performance. Pryor said this kind of thing happens in real football matches and that FIFA does allow for a margin of error in players' performance. This margin is regulated by various stats for each individual player in a match. So if a character has taken a load of shots at goal, for example, they will be more fatigued, which means they have a greater chance to miss subsequent shots or fail to save a shot at goal.
On first observation of this issue, it just seems like a bunch of pissed off people online complaining that they should have won when they didn't.
I don't know. I'm not a football fan. So this kind of thing, it doesn't speak to me at all. If you have a bad experience, like you feel like you've been robbed of a match, someone else is saying something online, I think I was robbed of a match and this is why. Your gut reaction is going to be, oh my god, yeah, that's what it was. You know, you're going to want it to be true, you know.
A lot of people are commenting on Reddit about it, so maybe there's no smoke without fire. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
We can't say for certain. The fact that they're putting it on fatigue. Your digital players are fatigued. Yeah. That's why they're missing the shots. They're just getting tired. It just sounds like a perfect excuse, isn't it? What I don't get is where EA would benefit from the AI balancing out. I don't see what their benefit is. That doesn't go to say that they're not definitely doing it. But for instance, like this kind of thing comes up in online poker all the time. It's rigged. There's so many like bad beats or whatever they call them. I say whatever they call them. I know exactly what they call them because I play a lot of online poker. But you can kind of see where they might gain from that, because they could fleece people out of money because it's actual money involved. But that's not the case here in FIFA. Is it? Like, are people gambling on these games or something? Maybe if that was the case, maybe you can see where EA could kind of trying to tip the scales in somebody's favour might benefit them. I don't know. Just speculation. Pryor assured fans that the game didn't take into account the score. In his example, if the game is at 1-0 in your team's favour in the 90th minute, then the AI will not miraculously pull off a last-second equaliser. But if the AI does score, it might be because your goalie is fatigued. Pryor says this room for error is built into the game in order to replicate the feeling of similar moments in real-life football matches. Do the referees get decisions wrong as well? Because that happens in real-life matches. Does the ball like actually cross the line but they disallow the goal? Is there like offside decisions that are a bit dubious?
Yeah. Do players like crumple up on the ground like delicate little butterflies because someone brushed up against them?
The rugby fan here, obviously.
What I kind of like is the language, like we want to recreate these moments in the game. Well, if you're going to do that in any way, you're going to have to like control it in some way. If you want to recreate these moments, something's going to have to happen on the game's end. The game's going to have to do something. Otherwise, you just leave it and let it be completely up to the players and the actual AI controlling the team to just happen, and then those things happen organically. But they're making it sound like they want more dramatic moments in the game, and therefore they're kind of doing something about it.
Pryor understands that some players may feel like this is cheating, but he says absolutely not. It might feel like that when you're on the other end of it. There's always an excuse. It was skill when you won, cheating when you lost.
So did this answer appease the FIFA community? Of course it f***ing didn't. The FIFA subreddit is still adamant that there is some force at play that makes the game harder for them to play, despite what the game's director said. In fact, players are still posting videos of last-minute equalisers happening in matches which they say are getting out of hand, and some have accused EA of lying and brushing off the issue completely. completely. So we absolutely should stress that a lot of FIFA players are really convinced about this, and they're really upset by it, and they really believe that that EA are doing something to the game. They've got some system in there that's just screwing around with them. That isn't good, and EA need to give a good, honest answer for that. I think just some good, honest, open response from EA, some good community management is what's needed here, and they need to just get their act together and just set it out straight. Let's just explain exactly what's going on.
On the flip side of it, for me, this is my personal opinion, but if you're looking for those last-minute equalisers, you'll notice then that's all that you'll remember. You won't remember the times where it didn't happen. It just seems like it's happening all the time because you don't pay attention to the times when it didn't. And I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with this. I don't play FIFA. I haven't experienced what you guys may have experienced. So I feel like I'm defending EA. Maybe that's not my intention here, but I don't know. I'm very sceptical when it comes to the fact that they've got no motive. It just seems like it's a bit weak to me.
I kind of get what you mean with that, the whole confirmation bias thing. Like, you believe it's there, somebody else is saying it's there as well, and they've got like a little bit of evidence, and then that's really like a compelling argument. Okay, guys, so is FIFA 17 rigged? I mean, we don't know. Do you play the game yourself? Let us know what you think down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. There's another video right there if you want to watch that now, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.